Hi Sagittarius, this is going to be a general reading for your sign between the week of the 5th to the 11th of January. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. My readings are also timeless, so if you stumble across one of my readings and it's not in the time frame stated, it's for your next 7 days starting from tomorrow. So let's begin. I'm seeing a lion flower, like a lion's head on a flower. And then I saw a door. You're being tasked to allow yourself to bloom, to unfold like a flower in terms of your courage, in terms of your inner strength, your resilience to the challenges that you're facing in life at this time, to allow yourself to bloom like a flower and be courageous. Flowers, they bloom, they just open up like so, very gently they open up. And this is what you're being tasked to do, is open up your bravery, open up your courage, bloom. This is going to allow you to get to this door this week. I'm hearing finances. By you allowing yourself to bloom like this lion flower, I guess. Maybe that's a name of a flower. Lion flower. But regardless, I'm seeing the lion's face on the flower, so it's probably not a real one. But you're being tasked to bloom. Bloom your courage. Be courageous. No matter what presents itself to you on your path during this week or just in general, you must be determined to walk along your path because it is your path. You must have the courage to keep moving forward on your journey, on your adventure of what is your life. And so, by you doing this, you're getting to this white door. It's a white door. It's a brilliant white door. I'm seeing you escape into like the light. So it's like it's not a door that needs to be opened. It's like you jumping into that door, trusting that this is a portal for you, or this is something that you need to go towards. But you can only see this if you allow your courage to bloom. Like I'm strongly sensing here, things within your life are not making sense, and you don't know. I'm seeing the words poverty. Like you're not sure, like if you're gonna make it to the other side. You're not sure what's going on within your life. You're not sure of what turn life is taking. And it's just like you're in the midst of the unknown. You're in the midst of what I'd like to say the darkness or the sea. I'm seeing you in the sea, like you're just like a tiny speck in a giant ocean is what you feel like. This is what you feel like. It's just there's so much overwhelming things that are happening around you within your life that are making you feel very insignificant. You're not insignificant, and you're going through a shift. The old has to die in order for the new to come in. And you're just going through a transition. That's what it is at this time. But in order for you to complete this transition, you must have the courage to continue to allow it to continue moving forwards, to allow your courage to bloom like this flower. Again, I'm seeing a lion's face with the mane. As the flower opens, that's what appears. Courage is what you need at this time. Strength, inner strength to persevere, to move past the challenge that is your whatever the big challenge is in your current reality, the thing that you feel like is really shackling you to the old way of being, the old ways. It's this thing that you're needing to overcome with courage. It just takes courage. It's not something that is actually like there's a fear of the worst happening to you. It's just a fear. You're worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. You're being looked after. You're being protected here from the universe. You just don't know it. It's almost like a test in a way, a test of whether you're going to make a leap of faith or not and trust in the universe. That's what you're doing. I see you jumping into this door, this white brilliant door. It's like light coming out of it. It's got no frame. It's literally like a portal or something that's just appeared. It's just a white door, and once you jump into it, I can't see where you're going, but you're leaping into it, almost like escaping, running away from. You're running in the darkness. You're running towards this door, being courageous. Like you've been walking this whole time. You just don't realize it. You've been walking the last few months towards this door. But as the intensity, as the heat is increased in your life, like the intensity of like situations and you feeling unfulfilled, the intensity of you feeling like you want change, that you want a better life, as this intensity is increasing, this is making you run towards this door and escaping the situation that you're in financially. And by you escaping the situation financially, it's you're embarking on a new journey. I see it as a voyage. You're embarking on a new voyage of your true life's journey. Like you've been preparing yourself up until this point for a much better life, a much better, um, a view on life. Not a view on life, but an experience of life. You've been preparing this whole time. You've been preparing yourself. Like while other people have been working on their, on projects or jobs, or you've been working on yourself. Like you've been perfecting yourself, because it's going to be very important in this age of Aquarius, is what I'm hearing. It's going to be very important moving forwards that you are very connected to yourself, and you're going to be someone that's going to thrive in this new age. We're at the beginning of this age, but you're someone that's going to thrive with these changes, because everybody is behind you in this sense, and you're more advanced in this sense. So, you're ahead of a lot of people. I'm hearing the head of the competition. So it's like you've not wasted any time. You've not, spent any time, wasted. It's all been time that has been, um, you're like you're on a journey and you've been getting past every point successfully. But at this time, you do need that courage to keep moving forward and not to be at a point within yourself where you're doubting yourself. Sorry if you can hear that. I've got some annoying people around, I guess. Um, but yeah, this is going to be a really good week for you, to recognize that you actually are supported by the universe, that you're actually being guided by your spirit guides, to live a much fulfilling life, to live a more prosperous life. And you're going to recognize that this whole time, even though you've been going through these challenges where you feel the intensity of the problems around you, you have been protected this whole time from the worst case scenario. Like a lot of the things, and this is a confirmation for you, like that a lot of the things that you have been going through in the last few months, I'm seeing up until like September, like the intensity has been ramping up since September this year, no sorry, last year now. The intensity's been ramping up, and you've noticed that the intensity has indeed been ramping up. There's a confirmation if you haven't heard it, but so there's a whistle. Anyway, so as the intensity's been ramping up, you had like fears of things turning out a certain way. You had fears of things as you were going through things that you needed to heal and things that you needed to purge from yourself. You had fears that the worst case scenario would happen to you, but you always ended up in a safe situation, and you haven't quite recognized that. I mean, you have, but it's just like you're in this state where it's very intense around you. Like you really desire a change in your lifestyle, but it's very intense around you. So it's like you're not able to uh, remember like what you've been going through. But you will be during this week as once you jump through this portal here this week, what lies on the other side of it is financial freedom. And this is happening this week. This is in the spiritual realm where you're jumping, through this portal. Hold on, I'm going to pause for a second. It's a bit too noisy. Sorry about that, I was getting a bit too noisy there. Like I'm seeing you being very nurtured by the universe, being very loved and cared for by the universe. You don't feel it because you're feeling the intensity, you're feeling the heat of what you're going through, where you're releasing and purging at the same time, as well as becoming free financially. They want me to really stress how much you're becoming free financially. And this is energetically. There's a big shift happening within you this week that's shifting your energy from manifesting situations that put you in a financial lack to situations that put you in a financial benefit. You're manifesting, you've been manifesting from a place of lack. Like you're consciously aware of this, but that energy, you need this intensity. Like, when you have something and you heat it up, you remove the impurities. For example, water. When you heat up water, you separate the impurities from the water itself, or anything in general. Like when you heat it up, you're able to separate it from the thing that you want from the thing that you don't want. And so that's what's happening with you. Actually, you're being heated up in this kind of way so you can be separated from this energy, because it's like a natural response that you have when you get into situations without realizing it. When you start something new or you get into a new situation, financially they're related, you end up subconsciously manifest, like you've done the subconscious healing, but you have not been able to get rid of the remnants of it, which is basically like it's like almost like a direction of your energy. So it's like the best way I can describe it is like when you're traveling somewhere, for example, and you see these road signs that say this place is this way and that place is that way. That's what's been happening. So it's like you've not been subconsciously manifesting problems, you've been manifesting solutions, but because this thing is, the remnants of it are still within you, they've been almost like directions pointing your energy of your manifestations that are for solutions that they've been redirected to problems, basically. So it's like you've been in situations recently where you feel like you're winning and losing at the same time, like you're making a win and you're making a loss at the same time. And this is a confirmation for you that you're on the right path, and what's happening to you isn't happening to you, but it's happening for you to help you remove this stagnant energy that's basically harming you. The intensity is being increased so you can be rid of this energy of manifestations going Auri, like what's the word, Auri? Auri, like going messed up, basically. Being redirected to a way where you don't want it to be redirected to. And so this week is going to be a week where you're jumping through this portal. I can't quite see what's on the other side of the portal. It's different for different of you, I guess. I'm seeing like the images keep shifting. It's your desired reality is what you're jumping into, and it's different for different of you. And I'm seeing like all kinds of different worlds and all kinds of different stuff. Like obviously it keeps changing depending on the person, but it's what you really want is what I'm getting. It's your desired reality that you're jumping into here in the spiritual, and that's going to translate very quickly in the physical, because you don't realize how much energy it is going towards redirecting. Like not redirecting, but I see the redirection as being something very solid, and your energy of manifestation is very strong, but it's being redirected. If the redirection is to be taken off, if those posts that are pointing, go this way and this thing is this way, If that is removed, your energy of manifestation would be very strong and you would see results very quickly. And so that's what's happening. You're being removed from financial distress this week. So let's jump into your reading and see what else is. And I'm getting a message here very much that the universe loves you a lot. The universe loves you. Don't think you're forgotten. You're not forgotten. You feel like very alone, whoever you are. You feel very lonely. And you feel like you're having to go through things alone. You're not alone. You have your spiritual guides. You have gods and goddesses watching over you. And you have the universe watching over you at this time. You're somebody that lives very true to who they are, true to what they believe in. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. So your current energy at this time, should I say, your current situation at this time is, you having to have this inner strength. Like I was saying, it's quite interesting because she's dressed in white and that's the lion, and I'm seeing it kind of like, she's a flower maiden and that's the lion. It's quite interesting because in the story, the fool is climbing up a rocky cliff, and as he climbs to the top of the cliff, the sun's bearing down on him. It's a very hot day. He's very tired as he gets to the top, because obviously it's quite tall, the cliff. And as he gets to the top, there's a lion, and he climbs over before he sees the lion. And the lion, he becomes, afraid of the lion, and the lion opens his mouth ready to eat him. And he looks around himself and he's like, what can I do? What can I do in this situation? He realizes he doesn't have any weapons to use against the lion, nor does he have any way of subjugating the lion. Nor can he run from the lion because the lion's a lot faster than him. He's like, the lion will play with me until I'm dead. And so the fool starts to pray. And as he prays, this flower maiden, she appears from behind the lion. And the fool tries to ask her how she's managed to subjugate the lion. And she knows what he's about to ask her. And she shushes him and says, there's other ways of using strength. And in this case, she's talking about inner strength. She says, because I am calm and strong, the lion sensed I'm calm and strong, so it also became calm and strong. Whereas in the full situation, when he climbs to the top of the cliff, he becomes fearful and anxious. And so the lion becomes fearful and anxious and decides to eat him. And so the moral of the story in the situation is, that no matter what comes before you on your path, as you're traveling through your path, you must be determined to keep moving forward, and the best way to do it is to be calm and strong. So in this situation, the lion appeared on the fool's path. The fool is going along his journey. This is his life path. This is the path he's taking. This is his life, quite literally. And so he's going along his path and the lion appears. If he was to be calm and strong rather than fearful and anxious, the outcome would have been different. The lion wouldn't have tried to eat him. The lion would also be calm and strong and allow him to pass. So the moral of the story is, yeah, you need to be calm and strong no matter what appears. And the reason I say it's interesting, because I saw the flower with the lion's face on it, is because you already have this power within you of calming, of being determined, of being calm and strong, then be determined to move past obstacles within your life. She's the flower maiden, she's the flower, and that's the lion. You know, quite literally, you're able to be calm and strong no matter what situations appear before you in your life. You already have this ability, but what you need to do is allow it to bloom like a flower. Allow it to be a real thing rather than something that you think in your mind. Actually live courageously, live with being calm and strong in all situations, so that even if you get into a position or situation that you don't like or you don't enjoy, but you being calm and strong, even if it's some sort of problem or a bill or something like that, but you being calm and strong, the outcome will be shifted. Rather than if you're being fearful and anxious, it's going to lead to a worse outcome. And by you even being in this energy is going to help you realize that you're actually protected from harm. You're going to be seeing feathers a lot as a confirmation that you're stepping into this energy, allowing yourself to bloom. Once you've bloomed as a flower, is what I'm hearing, is you're going to see feathers. Once you allow yourself to bloom courageously like a flower, allow your courage to bloom, allow your courage to bloom like a flower, you're going to see feathers. And this comes through inner strength. And you're going to feel very optimistic as a result. You're going to be like an enthusiastic youngster. You're going to be having, bright ideas, all kinds of bright ideas. You're going to be full of energy. But as you're doing this, you're being presented with a choice by the universe. The universe is coming and presenting you with a choice between two paths. And the choice between the two paths is, you need to choose the path by connecting to your intuition, by tapping into divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy is a knowing, is a knowing that you have the answers within you. All the answers you seek lie within you. It's a knowing, and that's what divine feminine energy is. It's all about having the knowing of that you have the answers, that all the answers that you require lie within you. So you're being presented with a choice here between two paths, and you're going to connect to your intuition here, is what I'm seeing. You're going to connect to your sacred wisdom and make a decision based upon your truth, based upon who you are in the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, as well as the brightest, lightest side. You're going to bring them all together and make the best choice for yourself. And I feel I'm seeing is, it's how you live. It's how you live, how you choose, how you're going to choose to live moving forward. Is basically what this choice is how you're going to live in this current moment moving forward, how you're choosing to live. And you're choosing a path here, so I'm not even being shown the path, but you're choosing very quickly. You're very connected to your intuition, very connected to understanding the cycles of life, that we go through periods of brightness and we go through periods of darkness, similar to the moon, where the moon wanes and then it waxes and it waxes and then it wanes. It becomes a full moon, and then from the full moon it becomes a new moon, and then from the new moon it becomes a full moon again. So you understand that we also go through cycles like this, that not everything is going to be linear. Like, you're not always going to be happy all the time, and you're not going to always be sad all the time. Like, we go through these waves of change within our life, and this is something that you're embracing and you are aware of. And based upon this, you're making this decision that is an alignment to you about what this path is, on how you're going to live moving forwards, what choices that you're going to embody at this time and moving forwards that are going to ensure that you live a prosperous, fulfilled life. And so by being in this energy leads to this. And this is an opportunity, a gift coming in from the universe, being almost like drafted in by these clouds, like they're just bringing them in. It's like a raining down on you, this opportunity, and it's creating this way for you, this portal, before the week begins. You're not jumping into that wide door like I was saying before the week begins. You're jumping into that door during the week. But before the week begins, you're seeing this way. You're seeing this portal before the week begins. You're seeing it. The universe is coming in and giving you this gift that's going to make you feel a wealth of appreciation, a wealth of love and gratitude. And it's going to make you very enthusiastic. So you're seeing the way out of your current situation, and this is your current situation at this time. This is what you're going through as you're watching me. Jumping into the week, your theme for the week is the Two of Wands. So the theme of the week being the Two of Wands means that this week is going to be a week of discovery for you, where you're going to be discovering a lot about yourself, discovering a lot about just the world in general. You becoming more confident to live in a way that is in alignment with you. The Two of Wands is the wand maker, and this is when he sets out on his journey to learn how to create wands. He's not afraid to go high and low in regards to his purpose. He ends up traveling over the seas and over land in order for him to gain knowledge and gain expertise in how to create a wand that's imbued with magic. So this is kind of what you're doing. You're embarking on your own life's journey for the first time, is what I'd like to say. Like, you feel confident enough to pursue your dreams, like in a way where you've built the foundation already of what you want to do, and you're moving towards perfecting or making it a reality. Like, you already know what you want to do, you're already working on it, and it hasn't yet fully been actualized in reality. Like, it's not something that is it's more like a hobby. It's something that you're working on that's like a hobby, that is not actualized, it's not made a reality of something that you can rely on as income, for example. It's something that is still, you're being worked on, but you're moving towards perfecting it. So from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, he ends up perfecting and learning everything that he needs to learn to make it a success, and he has made it a success. So in the Two of Wands, it's like he's learning the process of it becoming a success. So he embarks on this journey, leaving his homeland, leaving where it feels comfortable, going into the unknown. And this is what this week is for you: is you moving out of being comfortable to being in a state of change, allowing yourself to feel change, embrace change, go through change. And so this is what this week is representative of: you being able to turn out by the end of the week, being able to make decisions from confidence about your future and plan for your future. Jumping into the week, we have the Three of Swords between Monday and Wednesday. So the Three of Swords between Monday and Wednesday means heartbreak, pain, sorrow, hurt. But this has been clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So you're actively stepping into a new cycle in regards to your heart and how you feel within your heart about your life in general, is what I'm getting here very strongly, about how you've had to be very cunning to move away from lies, deceivers, betrayers, because you've been feeling swords in your heart. Like, you've been feeling a lot of pain in your heart. And this is just in regards to everything, in regards to love, in regards to career, in regards to people. And you just feel like there's these swords in your heart. And so the universe is giving you this energy to step into this new cycle, to bring you closer to your destiny, to help good karma come in for you, so you're not staying in this energy of pain. So you're actively taking a step into a new cycle here in regards to how you feel about everything. So it's a very deep energy that you're taking cunning actions away from anything that is lying to you, deceiving you, betraying you, and at the same time absolving it. And this is how you're going to have a breakthrough. And absolution is basically forgiving everyone and everything, even including yourself, forgiving yourself, but also freeing yourself from these energetic bonds of saying, I have swords in my heart, I have pain in my heart, I have sorrow in my heart, I have grief in my heart. Regardless of what you're going through, you thinking all the time and saying to yourself that I have swords in my heart makes more swords come into your heart. You're manifesting more pain, more heartbreak, more betrayal, even. And so you've gained clarity and you're moving away from this energy of conflict, disagreement, um, by absolving yourself, absolving everyone around you. And this is how you have this breakthrough. And this is by you absolving, is you stepping into this new cycle, is basically what's happening. Then the universe is congratulating you, is what I like to say, by you forgiving everyone and everything internally, including yourself, especially yourself, is what I'd like to say, for what you've been going through, just in general, and just changing your perspective to a perspective not of that you're late or you've missed your chances, but a perspective to you're living your life, and this life of yours is a journey, is an adventure, and you're not lost or you're not misguided, but you're going through life and you're living life and experiencing life, through its ups and downs. Like I was saying, you are very aware that we go through cycles of going up and down, and you're treating yourself and saying, this is what life is all about, and it is, and this is what we come here to do. We incarnate for this reason, to have a human experience, and we come here to have a spiritual experience in a human body. And the human body itself, it goes through a lot of changes. When we're growing up as babies, we have baby teeth, then we have adult teeth. Our body changes a lot. We hit puberty, lots of things that like constantly are changing in our bodies. And so this is why we come here in the first place. So you're shifting from a perspective of like you've been left out or whatever, to a perspective of like, no, this is my life and this is the adventure I'm on. I forgive everyone, including myself, but I'm not going to hold myself and say, I have pain in my heart, I have these swords in my heart. I'm going to forgive myself, and I'm going to allow myself to receive from the universe. So this is you stepping into this, actively stepping into this new cycle, actively stepping into a new cycle within your life that is unsealing your energy in a very great way. And this unseal is going to allow you to, unsealing of energy is going to allow you to move away from chaos, allow you to move away from strife, from conflict, disagreements, from people opposing you, to situations opposing you, because you're forgiving yourself. You're not manifesting more swords, basically. And so this is where it starts from. Like I was saying in the channel, you haven't realized it, but it's that remnant basically that stays in there, and this is part of that remnant that you need to address, and you're addressing it here between Monday and Wednesday. And this comes from this intensity, this increased intensity within your life, that you're looking at your life and saying, wow, things are really crazy, but why am I keeping this narrative that there's swords in my heart when there's something that's happened in the past? Why am I letting pain be my identity? You're letting pain be you're recognizing that you've let pain be your identity, and you've discredited yourself from many good experiences as a result of you trying to show up in the world as someone that is in pain. And so you're forgiving yourself for doing this, and you're forgiving everybody that's put you in this situation in the first place. And this is freeing you and ushering you into a new cycle where your luck is going to change, because you no longer have swords in your heart. You have love in your heart. So it's gonna be very good for you. It's gonna be a very fruitful time for you moving forwards. Yeah, you're gonna be able to lead with your own inner guidance. You're gonna be able to go towards what exactly you want from life, from a place of your inner guidance. Like, you're not going to be lost anymore. You're not going to feel lost anymore. Like, you are very wise, whoever you are. You're very wise. You feel, you might identify yourself as like a philosopher here, somebody that's very wise and very knowledgeable, like the hermit. Here in the hermit, he's also very powerful, and he's able to manifest in this situation very strongly from his heart. He's able to manifest what he wants in the spiritual, in his mind, into the physical reality. So between Wednesday and Friday, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So between Wednesday and Friday, we have you in this situation where you've been trying to make a situation in your life grow, you can see here the Seven of Pentacles. He's looking at the shrubbery and he's like, I wish it would grow faster. So this is what I was talking about before in regards to whatever you're working on. You've been working on something, tying back to your theme of like you've been working on something where you're like, it hasn't worked out yet. Like, what's going on? Like you've been building the foundation, but it's not taken off yet. And so here in the Seven of Pentacles, he's like, when will it grow? When will it, when will it give me what I want? And so in the Seven of Pentacles, there's two sisters that come across him, and they basically help him, and they plant their own pentacles into the ground. So it's like the universe coming in here and giving you balance, harmony, allowing you to feel relieved of the burdens of what's going on around you by planting these two pentacles. And so 2 pentacles plus 7 pentacles equals 9 pentacles. 9 of pentacles is all about luxury, abundance, wealth. So this is in your future, and so this is coming in here for you, and being clarified is the 6 of Wands. So this is a very good outcome here for you between Wednesday and Friday of what's going on. So you're gaining victory and seeing success, seeing progress, feeling enthusiastic about what you're receiving here. And I say what receiving because we have the Empress, and the Empress is all about receiving, nurturing energy, receiving abundance, receiving, connecting to your own energy, connecting to your own nature, and experiencing that abundance and just feeling abundant in general. And so this is a very earthly card, and it's very connected to Pentacles. It's very connected to money. And so the Empress here, she's able to manifest whatever she desires. She's able to heal whatever she needs. She's able to find solutions to whatever she needs to. And she's able to receive most of all, as given by this feminine sign here on our cloak. She's receiving, and you're receiving abundance. She's got this golden aura around her. She's receiving this nurturing energy from the universe, which is showing up as victory for you in regards to whatever you've been working on and been like, why hasn't it grown yet? Why hasn't it grown yet? You're going to see a sudden boom here. And going from the 7 to the 8 of Pentacles, or even in the 7 of Pentacles, when these 2 pentacles are planted, they're magical pentacles that the universe is planting for you here. And it's coming through, as it grows magically. So it's not something that takes like a year or something like. It's growing with it like right in front of you. The roots and the stems, that they're all growing right in front of you. So you're going to be looking at this thing, whatever you're working on, whatever your purpose is, whatever you feel your purpose is, and whatever you've been working on that hasn't grown yet, that hasn't grown the way you would like it to, but you've been showing up, you've been putting in the work. You can see here he's got the shovel here. He's there. He's like on the site, like he's right there, like trying to make things work. And he's like, what's going on? What do I need to do in this situation to make it prosperous? And so it's by you showing up and persevering through challenges, investing into this thing to see growth. That is now growing. You're having victory here this week between Wednesday and Friday. Abundance. We have Jupiter here coming in very strongly, blessing you. I don't know what's going on with Jupiter this week, but it's one of Jupiter's doing something that's going to be very beneficial for you, and you're going to be blessed here actually during this week with victory. So this thing is going to grow. It's going to turn from 7 to 9. So you're going to gain some money here. And this is going to continue growing, like it's the beginning of this growth, and this comes from you stepping into this new cycle, and it always comes from forgiveness. Like you're someone very hard on yourself. When you F up, when you mess up, you're very hard on yourself, and like, why did I mess up? You're very reflective. You reflect a lot about what you do, your decisions. Again, you're very introspective. You look within. You examine yourself every step of the way. You're very connected to how you show up, like you in the world. Like you're very connected to how you present yourself, how you show up. Like you've had experiences in the past where you've been very reflective based upon how you're behaving with people, and it made you think about your actions and what kind of effect that has on other people. And so since then you've been very not meticulous, but you've been examining yourself, very reflective, and whether what you did was a good thing, whether you did was a bad thing, whether you should have done it, whether you shouldn't have done it. And so in this situation also, like you're doing this, like you've become this person, right? You've forgiven yourself, so you're really hard on yourself because you're always examining yourself, you're always doing this. So by you forgiving yourself is removing the swords from your heart, and not just forgiving yourself but forgiving everyone, absolving. Look what the meaning of absolution is. That's what you're doing. You're forgiving everyone and everything and just embracing your life without the pain. You're no longer embracing pain as your identity. And so this is going to lead to this victory between Wednesday and Friday for you, of within your life, within finances increasing from what you've been trying to grow. And so between Friday and Sunday, we have the Chariot. So it's like you're moving forwards very fast, and in the journey of the fool finds the chariot on the side of the road. It's a very plush, regal chariot. It's in perfect condition. It's got this armor on it, and the armor represents the future and what's possible. And he says, it must have been for me to find this vehicle, to find this chariot. And so for you, this is something that's happening for you here, where you're being moved, and you're not finding the chariot, you're being placed upon the chariot by the universe here. You're moving forwards into the unknown, into where you'll feel the most connection to from your heart, where your heart is calling you. And you can see here his heart is very illuminated here, and so the heart is very connected to the willpower. And the way this chariot moves isn't with physical strength. That's why you're being tasked to have the inner strength. The chariot moves through control, but not through physical control, and which the strength card teaches is not to subjugate situations physically, but to use inner strength. And that inner strength comes from your heart. The bigger your heart is, the bigger your willpower is, and the bigger your willpower is, the more you can move this chariot faster. And so you're recognizing that you're being placed upon this chariot. I'm seeing you already have this armor on, and the universe is kind of like just picking you up and putting you on the chariot between Wednesday and Friday. You're being placed upon this chariot by Friday, and then going into Friday to Sunday, you're going to notice that things are moving fast for you very quickly. It's going to make you very determined. You're taking focused action towards your life, towards what you want to grow. And you're feeling very much in control of, that yes, things are working out for me the way I would like them to work out for me. You're going through a healing at this time. And again, this chariot moves from your heart. So this is I want to stress this, that it's from your heart, from your inner strength that it moves. So the stronger your heart is, the stronger your willpower is. But again, why I want to stress about the heart is that this chariot doesn't move through physical control. It moves from the heart. And so don't try to, again, put yourself in a position where you're like, my pain is my identity, because that puts you in a more physical mode. It puts you in a more, puts you in a way of like, I can't really articulate the energy that I'm feeling, but it's like you get into a physical mode where you're like, you want to feel pain more, like you want to, like you're like, I'm pain, so I should experience more pain, if that makes sense. But you don't realize that that's what you're doing by being in that energy, that you need to connect to your heart. Remove the swords from your heart. It's very important that you remove the swords from your heart, because the heart moves the chariot forward. If you've got swords in your heart, what you're moving towards? You're moving towards more pain, more hurt. So once you remove the swords from your heart, this is what's happening. This week is going to be very good for you financially, and you're moving fast very quickly towards your desire. You understand here at this point there's a duality in life, and this duality is, we go up sometimes and we come down sometimes. We don't always stay linear, like I was saying before. We don't always stay in the positive. We stay in the negative sometimes, in the positive. We go through this thing, but you imagine them as one, no longer as separate, as I'm going through good times or I'm going through bad times, but I am going through life, and this is my life, and that's what's going to help propel you forward towards a much more greater happiness, fulfillment through life. And so this has been clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles here, quite literally, harmonious change is happening within your life, financially speaking. Opportunities are coming in for you here that are making you feel very abundant, and this is through manifestation that these opportunities are coming in here. They're going to feel like a gift or from the universe, that are allowing you to feel infinitely abundant, is what I'm seeing. You're going to feel a lot more balanced and like at harmony within your physical life here, between Friday and Sunday. And also do know that, um, your energy, like your life force is gonna go through a big increase here, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you reaching out here and grabbing. You can see this fist here grabbing this sort of snake, which is in the form of an infinity symbol representing abundance, infinitely abundant, being infinitely abundant. But it's like the fact that you're grabbing onto it means that you're not taking a back seat in your life. You're no longer putting your dreams on hold. You're being confident to say, I want to go into the unknown. And that's what the fool does once he gets into the chariot. He moves into the unknown. It's just a dusty road, and either side there's a mountain. He can't see what's beyond. He can't see what's coming for him next, but he's determined to move forwards regardless of what comes. He moves into the unknown, being determined, having the courage to move forwards, because this is his life, this is his path in life, and so he embraces it fully. And that's what you're doing here. You're embracing your life here fully by the end of this week. Before the week begins, you're a bit unsure about what's going on, where you're going, and by the end of the week, you're gonna be you're gonna have a definite clarity of everything, of why you've been going through what you've been going through, and you're gonna understand to a great detail, you know, your own energy, how your energy needs to be, because you've kept this moniker of like, pain is me, but pain isn't you. You are you, and you're realizing that who you are, if that makes sense. Very interesting. Let's see what your challenge here is for the week. And if you've never seen me before, the challenge is something that is trying to stop you, bring you down, keep you on the same level. It doesn't want you to evolve or upgrade your life. It wants to keep you stuck and in the same level that you currently are. The challenge may come in a way of physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. One way or another, it will show up. But when it does show up, it's very important to ignore it, and that's how you kill it off. So let's see what your challenge is here for the week. Quite funny. Your challenge here is inner strength, quite literally. You got the strength card as your challenge. So your challenge is to actually be determined no matter what's going on. Like I said, things are very suffocational all around. Like you feel suffocated, you feel claustrophobic, you feel very like there's an intensity around you of problems, intensity of, this could be financial, particularly financial is what I'm seeing. Financially, living conditions, people, environments, like you're feeling the intensity of like being in positions and places around people that you don't really want to be, and there's this intensity that you need to be going through actually to burn off this these parts of you that are impure, that are not impure, but these parts of you that are hindering your flame is the best way. Like when you have like a fire and you put like something that is not flammable on the fire, it blocks part of the fire off and it kills that part that's been blocked off, and it makes the fire smaller. That's what you're removing. The intensity is being increased so the fire can burn through whatever can't be burned through, if that makes sense. And Sagittarius is known as a fire that never goes out. So at this point, your flame's gone quite weak. And not weak, but like weak in terms of who you actually are. Like you're meant to be someone that has a strong flame that can be seen from miles away. But the fact that you have these things, impurities within you that are blocking your flame, they're making your flame very small and your possibility very small. And so your challenge here is inner strength, and your challenge of resilience. You're lacking the inner. You could be lacking inner strength. You could be lacking resilience. The number 8 is significant here. Feeling a lack of love for yourself as a result. You're not loving yourself. You're not showing yourself love, because you have been through a lot of challenges and you have come out a lot of the times very successful. You need to show yourself a lot of love, but you lacking inner strength is like you hating yourself, basically. It's like you denying what you've been going through for most of last year, and just what you've been learning in general about yourself and your identity. But you lacking the inner strength is you hating yourself, you like belittling yourself, is like what I want to say. It's going to cause you to be out of balance, disharmonious with yourself. I don't know if that's a word. Unharmonious, disharmonious, I don't know. You're going to lack harmony, and you're going to feel very unbalanced here. You're very unbalanced, and you're going to feel like you're divided, like you're fighting within yourself. You're going to feel like you're fighting yourself if you're not able to bloom like the flower, like bloom, allow yourself to bloom, allow your courage to bloom like a flower. And the reason why it's really important, because if you stay in this energy, it's going to block new opportunities and new opportunities from coming in for you, that are going to allow for growth, that are going to allow for inspiration, that are going to allow for you to be more creative, create more, to create a better life for yourself. It's going to block new opportunities and ideas from coming in by you not being courageous. It's going to block this new beginning that needs to come in, this lack of courage. And I feel very strongly that this is more or less at the beginning of the week where you need to embody this energy of courage. Bloom like a flower. Allow yourself to bloom with courage. Know that you are very protected. The more you allow yourself to bloom allow your courage to bloom, the more you're going to realize you're actually protected from physical harm in the spiritual, from the universe, from your spirit guides, from the gods and goddesses that watch over you. So let's see what your outcome here is for the week. So your outcome here is you're receiving material success. And it quite says it on the card. You're receiving material success here from the universe. You're getting material success here. The universe is blessing you to move out of this energy that you've been in of despair. You're feeling despair, feeling like you're going through a cruel time, feeling anxious, worried about what you're going through. And this is going to lead to you feeling very optimistic, feeling an increase in your energy, an increase in your bright ideas. You're going to have a lot of bright ideas. You're going to feel very enthusiastic, like you're going to feel like a teenager again, recognizing that you're very protected, that you're not going to be burned from the fire that you're worried about. That could be like you're worried about being burned. You're not going to be like, you're going to recognize that you can actually put your hand in the fire here. You're going to recognize that, oh wait, hold on. You're going to recognize that you can put your hand in the fire. You can see she's got a hand in the fire, not worried about being burnt, because she can't be burnt. And so you're recognizing that you can't be burnt. And this is going to lead to you showing yourself a lot more caring and compassion, showing yourself a lot more loving feelings, kindness towards yourself, because you've now evolved officially into a new physical reality, where you don't have to constantly protect yourself from your environment, from people around you that are trying to have victory over you, people that are trying to compete with you, challenge you, obstruct your way. You're being removed. Yeah, officially a mark of a new beginning here in terms of finances. You're receiving here. I'm seeing these 7 roses, 7 pentacles. So you're having this new beginning here in regards to what you've been growing, and they're turning into these roses, which is quite interesting because you're growing pentacles, and to grow the pentacle, it turns into a rose. And I'm seeing this sun up here being one of the pentacles, one of the magical pentacles that's coming out here. And so things are growing. You're starting to see the vines growing. You're starting to gain income from your purpose here, what you've been working on, and you've been wondering why hasn't it grown. It's now officially growing. So congratulations. This is the full marks the beginning of a new cycle financially for you, and this is a new beginning where you get to experience being more childlike, having like more like a childlike wonder towards life, embracing like being more, not embracing, I'd say embracing innocence, embracing a way of living that feels very innocent, that feels Like, you don't have to do the dirty work anymore. Embracing a way of living that feels really good. This is the start of your true journey. Like I was saying in the channel, everything you've been doing up until this point has been preparing you for this particular point onwards, where everybody else has been working on careers or relationships, you've been working on yourself, and now yourself is coming into play in a massive, massive way for you to benefit from life in every aspect. Love, career, relationships, friendships. Um, you've been working on yourself because of the age of Aquarius. You, like Sagittarius is the philosopher. You're able to have vision that no one else is able to have, and that's why you were doing all the things you were doing, because you knew, but you didn't know that we were leaving an age and we're moving into a new age, and so you were preparing yourself for the new age. So you actually were going to be a pioneer. You're going to be a patriot. Not a patriot, that's a bad word. You're going to be a pioneer in this new age. You're going to be someone that's going to be very influential to a lot of people in this new age. So I'm going to leave you a reading here. If you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my website is down in the description. Other than that, have a fantastic week, and I shall see you soon.